The answer to the first question begins with the spread of knowledge and expertise.
Share with you some thoughts on the responsibility of states.
And I note that I believe it is the World Bank who've identified that if we open up markets to access, in particular for agricultural produce, we could improve flows of finance to some $150 billion a year, which is almost 3 times what we give in direct aid.
This Ubuntu Village is an arts and culture exhibition where we, South Africa...
I mean, for us, it is critical that the issue of subsidies in agriculture gets addressed. And here I think it's important to understand some of the differences. All parties in Dohar agreed on the need to remove export subsidies. That's a direct subsidy to an export. The more contentious area is that the practice in the US and the European Union in particular of supporting the income, so various means to support the income of farmers in those economies. And we all argue that that is therefore also a support for their ability to export.
On the part of America to reduce its subsidies, given that this year they increased their subsidies.
Ladies and gentlemen, could you come in and close the door, please? Thank you. My name is Ira.
Why is WASH the big issue? 6,000 children die a day worldwide from waterborne diseases. We tend to think of the answer as water. WASH says the reason is water, of course impure and so forth, but also inadequate sanitation and lack of knowledge of hygiene. WASH says the answer to these 6,000 deaths needs to be action in the whole of the 3 areas. Now we have Minister Ronnie Kasrils from South Africa on what they...
Cameroon, the Central African Republic, Colombia, Congo, Cuba.
The 10,000 hectares of commercial plantation, important wetland sites, and congratulating both the Ramsar.
We now have in Johannesburg what I believe is a very critical opportunity to address the issue of sustainable development and to make key decisions about the future of our planet. While Rio, 10 years ago, I was privileged to be in Rio 10 years ago, I was in office then, and Rio was about policy creation. Johannesburg is meant to focus on delivery, agreeing on ways and means of implementing commitments on poverty eradication, on environmental protection, and on enhanced sustainable development governance.
Well, as an African, I can only expect the best for the continent, which means that this conference will come up with good resolutions, you know, including the environment, water, health, and everything, you know.
I expect a better future for everybody, not only for people living in the developing world, that they can get out of poverty, but also for everybody for having nature preserved. Also, it is in the interest of everybody, I think.